Hi and welcome to another episode of Quick Word, where we give you the headline features from our newsletter. This newsletter aims to connect and inform people that work with people about different health-related campaigns, events and resources in an uplifting and positive way. We acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands that were never ceded that we live, work and record upon. We pay our respects to elders past and present and to those who may be visiting our website or listening to our podcasts today. My name is Jennifer Farinella and I'll be talking you through what you will find in this month's Quick Word. Let's dive in. Quick Word starts with Q, this month's quotas. If you invite someone into your home and they start breaking things and insulting the decor, you don't have to hate them, but you wouldn't invite them into your home anymore. Boundaries are doing the same thing, except your home is your mind, your home is your heart, your home is your time and your life. Uninvite the guests who don't know how to treat your home with respect. This quote is by Dowie Zantamata, who's a self-published author and has several books published on topics such as karma, intuition, and forgiveness. Find out more at Happiness in Your Life on Instagram. This month's useful fact. Widespread sexism in the media is one of the top problems facing women. A highly toxic media environment persists for women candidates, often negatively affecting their campaigns. The ever-changing media landscape creates an unmonitored echo chamber, often allowing damaging comments to exist without accountability. The most workable definition of equality for journalists is reversibility. Don't mention her young children unless you would also mention his, or describe her clothes unless you would describe his, or say that she's shrill or attractive unless the same adjectives would be applied to a man. Don't say she's had facial surgery unless you say he dyes his hair or has hair plugs. Don't say she's just out of graduate school but he's a rising star. Don't say she has no professional training but he worked his way up. Don't ask her if she's running as a women's candidate unless you ask him if he's running as a men's candidate. Ask both about the gender gap, the women's vote. By extension, don't say someone is a Muslim unless you also identify Christians and Jews, or identify only some people by race, ethnicity, or sexuality, and not others. However, this does not mean being even-handedly positive or negative when only one person or side has done something positive or negative. Equality allows accuracy. Name It, Change It believes cultural change is possible. Together they work to end sexist and misogynistic coverage of women candidates by all members of the press, from bloggers to radio hosts to television pundits. Find out more at nameitchangeit.org. This month's Instagram highlight. Let's talk about herpes testing. Testing for herpes is quick, confidential and often free, but it is not part of a routine STI test. You need to have symptoms to test for herpes. The test involves taking a swab from any suspected skin ulcers, blisters or cracks. If you are experiencing symptoms, ask for a herpes test at your local doctor or sexual health clinic. If you do have herpes, remember that you're not alone and that it's the most common STI in Australia. 1 in 8 sexually active Australian adults has genital herpes. While there's no cure for herpes, there are antiviral medications that can help ease any symptoms and reduce your risk of passing it on to someone else. If you have a question around treatment options for herpes, you can speak to a sexual health nurse free today by calling 1800 451 624 in New South Wales, Australia. Follow us on Instagram to access posts like this one. This month's campaigns and events. Crushed But OK kicked off on the 4th of April 2022 with the release of stylised reaction videos on Instagram's IGTV and accompanying Take Action resources on this dedicated campaign page, all uniquely co-designed and co-produced with young Australians and talented influencers aged 15 to 20. Crushed But OK is the Alana and Madeline Foundation's main project output of the eSafety Online Safety Grants Program, an Australian government initiative, Improve Your Play. It champions the strengths of managing rejection well early and equips young men with practical strategies to reflect and communicate respectfully when online intimate relationships don't go the way they expect or hope. In partnership with Swinburne University of Technology, the Foundation worked to ensure Crushed But OK is an evidence-based and socio-culturally relevant digital intervention. Based on the theory of behaviour change, it ultimately aims to reduce online harms of a sexualised nature against women. Find out more at crushedbutok.org.au. This month's Know Your Websites. Abortion grief or trauma is an emerging mental health issue which is presenting at almost every level of our health and welfare services. But for reasons both political and related to the trauma itself, it's not being recognised. Abortion Grief Australia is the only organisation in Australia committed to addressing the issue of abortion trauma in a manner that recognises the seriousness and the magnitude of the problem. Find out more at righttoknow.au. This month's Who Are. Founded in 2015, Body Safety Australia promotes childhoods free from violence where children enjoy equitable and respectful relationships. They have a strong commitment to provide all communities with body safety education that celebrates children of all socio-economic status, religions, abilities, sexualities, genders, cultures, and family structure. Body Safety Australia is committed to keeping children and young people safe by empowering the whole community in primary prevention education. They value and empower children and young people's voices in their programs. Find out more at bodysafetyaustralia.com.au. This month's On the Blog. We thought it was a good time to loop back on our sex-positive stance and take some time out to acknowledge the work of a sexologist, discuss what sexology is and why there is such a buzz around this type of work at the moment. Throwback to Salt and Pepper when they sang their famous tune, Let's Talk About Sex, Baby. It gave permission to talk about sex more openly. See, the thing is, sex and the experience of sex means lots of different things to different people. A discussion with a sexologist can really help to open your mind to the possibilities around sex. Sexology in a nutshell refers to the study of sex and sexuality. It looks at aspects of human sexuality such as sexual behaviours, interests and function. Sexology is about both the psychological and physiological response to arousal and sex. Someone who studies sexology is known as a sexologist. To become a sexologist requires specialised training, and in Australia they are accredited through the Society of Australian Sexologists. Read the whole blog or watch and listen to On the Couch with Alex Trulia from the Pleasure Centre on caddyshackproject.com. This month's resource. Trans Vitality is ACON's resilience building program for all trans and gender diverse adults in New South Wales. Trans Vitality focus on trans people supporting trans people and centres self-determination, autonomy and agency while uplifting trans voices. Find out more at transhub.org.au. This month's diary dates. For all our upcoming webinar dates, check our website where you can register for free and also complete free online modules on sexual and reproductive health in your own time. You can read our monthly blog, find the map which shows you where to access free condoms at services who are part of the Condom Dispenser project in the Illawarra and Shoalhaven, and order a free bag of 144 condoms, now with lube as well, from PlaySafe New South Wales Health Australia. Thanks for listening to this episode of Caddyshack's Quick Word. We hope you learned something, found a useful link, or can pass it on to a colleague, friend, or family member. You can find all the details on our homepage on the web at caddyshackproject.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, or check out our On the Couch podcast series. Until next time, peace, love, and protection.